I've been vegan for 11 years. I started my journey about 20 years ago when I read Diet for New America and stopped eating land animals. But when I read Gail Eisnett's Slaughterhouse about 11 years ago, it changed my life completely, and I became vegan pretty much on the spot when I was reading that book. Really, everything I do is to give people the tools and resources they need to live compassionately and healthily, and so I do that through a number of different mediums. The cookbooks is something I've been doing for a few years. I taught cooking classes for about 10 years. I have a podcast. Really, my message is compassion, so any way I can get that message out to the public, I've been able to do, and so people find me from a number of different places in a number of different ways, and it's been amazing. Yeah, well, my first three books were cookbooks, and I feel that contributing 500 recipes is enough to give to the world, but I really want to give people the tools they need to live compassionately. So Vegan's Daily Companion is a guide for 365 days of the year, living compassionately and healthfully, and the fifth book is the 30-Day Vegan Challenge, and that book really is geared towards non-vegans. Anybody who's ever said they want to try being vegan but don't know how to do it is what the 30-Day Vegan Challenge is. So it covers eating out, traveling, protein, iron, holidays, everything anyone's ever asked is covered in the 30-Day Vegan Challenge. Things I'm really actively involved in right now is a campaign to stop people from keeping, farming, and killing animals in their backyards in Oakland. There's a huge movement afoot to increase urban agriculture, and unfortunately some people are including animals in that as opposed to just making it about crops and actual healthful food for people, increasing fruits and vegetables for people in cities. And so there are a number of people who are trying to get cities to change their zoning laws to allow for animal slaughter. And so I'm working right now with people in Oakland to really encourage the city to only allow for plants, increasing plants and growing fruits and vegetables. NoSlaughter.org is the website, the organization that people can use information from. I want other activists to be able to use this in their own communities. It's called Neighbors Opposed to Backyard Slaughter, and the acronym is NoBS. So check out NoSlaughter.org, and we'll be able to provide other activists with resources so that they can do the same things, just kind of replicate what we're doing in their cities as well, because this whole urban agriculture movement is pretty huge, and it's growing in cities all around the country. So living in the San Francisco Bay Area, I really live in the hub of this whole locavore movement, as it's called, and so the problem with it is that they've really usurped the ethics, and they've really dominated the discourse around ethical eating, and so people think if they're just raising animals locally and killing them humanely, then that solves the problem. So one of the things that we'll have on NoSlaughter.org are really debunking the myths and talking points to be able to speak to all of the misconceptions that the locavores, I prefer to call them slaughter hobbyists, are actually perpetuating. So again, NoSlaughter.org, so people can really get involved and speak to these myths and be able to debunk them for the general public. I'm encouraged by what's happening. I kind of come from the place that I think people really want this information and they really want to change, and that they're compassionate at their core. And so speaking to that in people, I think, is really effective and really works. So I've seen so many people come look for the information, get the information, and make a change, and I'm incredibly encouraged that we're just going to continue to see more and more of that. Thawed tofu.
Dogs or cats?
Live with cats.